Welcome to a special edition of Nathan's News, which was filmed during New Wine 2019 in the mystical land of Peterborough. I have travelled beyond the very edges of the M25 to show you what life is like camping there. Hello, citizen of Peterborough.
Sup?
Hello, what are you doing?
Putting up a tent.
I see.
The gazebo, actually.
Did you get a subject release?
Yes.
Hello.
Not you again. Eventually, some semblance of civilization was set up. It had its own food supply. As we can see here, Caroline is developing a dairy farm of some sort. Its own traditions.
What are you doing? Oh, Spider-Man. Are you
A chicken. It's a chicken. It's a new breed.
I don't want to even happen there.
This is a fine example of Peterborough's culture.
Yeah.
It's a traditional Peterborough dance. And its own law enforcement, which was needed after Fionn literally got on Zoe's nerves, and someone stole the Nathan News Network camera.
She's committed a crime. What did I do?
What crime?
She stole the assault of a funny bone.
Okay.
That feels like a crime. Yes, it's double.
What crime has he committed?
What crime did he commit?
Ruth, that's
Yes!
my phone. Ruth, that's
Run
my
after
phone.
me!
Ruth, that's
Get
my
out.
phone. Ruth, that's my phone. Ruth.
Hello and welcome to Ruth's version of Nathan's News on Must Run because Nathan's chasing after me.
Wait, is it on?
Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry. Here you go.
Nope, not you.
I have the feeling you're taking the camera
Oh, wait,
to
it's the
deliberately
wrong way
make a
around.
mockery of me. The camping environment was very challenging to live in. The wildlife was a serious hazard.
It's a ladybird farmer's green. We're very worried about the environment.
Have we lost it?
No, we found it.
Okay, is it alright?
Yeah, it's alive.
Good. We
Make
must.
sure it doesn't breed with the locals.
Okay, look, we must quarantine it somewhere remote where no one lives.
Right.
Like Birmingham.
I wonder where the woodlice are.
I don't think there are woodlice
It
here.
looks genetically
Kinda.
modified to me.
What?
Can we keep him as a pet?
Ladybird, how do you feel about Reuben being in jail? Thank you about that. The natural landscape wasn't that good either. This is Peterborough Lake. It's more the puddle. And this is Peterborough Rock, which is actually a sayat. And this is the national colour of Peterborough. Okay, forget about what I said about Peterborough Lake not being big enough to be a lake. It is full lake size now, and it's very large, and there's many other lakes in Peterborough. How was I so blind to see them? Oh, look at that. I think that's on AstroTurf, so that counts as an artificial lake. There's some lakes forming in the chairs, and so I've set up a little, I don't know, journalism camp in here with all the journalism essentials. There's the trusty iPad, there's dirty clothes, and yeah, I've got a great view of one of the lakes just from outside my tent. Very convenient. At the camping site, a lake could be anywhere, even directly under your tent. Take a look at this. What you see here is the Great Rogers Lake, which is right outside the tent, so they've got a good view of the lake as well. It's inside the tent. Just gets you really close to nature, doesn't it? Okay, I've got a bit of an unfortunate update on the Rogers Lake. It appears to have sunk the Rogers tent, so yeah, I hope they all survive that. Okay, another update. Rogers Lake has turned into Rogers Island, which has a tent and a tree on it. Yes, the defining moment for this year's new wine was the mud. Many tents had to be either relocated or protected with sandbags. It was like a war zone. In other news, someone was spotted offering free hugs outside the arena. I staged a poll to discuss this. Okay, I've gathered all of you here for... This camera's out of focus, oh well. I've gathered you around here for a poll.
Put it in focus, please.
I can't.
It only focuses on Nathan, it's a well-known fact.
Yes. Have you been pausing all my videos to see all the news moments? Right. So what's everyone's opinion on people giving free hugs out on the street?
I love it.
Right. Thank you for that, all
Hugs
of you.
are good. Do you want a hug?
Dad.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on free hugs?
Free hugs. Well, I think they're unhygienic.
No.
Particularly at New Wine.
Get off me, Ruth.
And you just don't know where somebody's been or what they've had and what you might catch. So I'm not. Oh my goodness.
Now for an exclusive interview I got to have with our new Prime Minister.
Okay.
So here today we have the Prime Minister. Say hello, Prime Minister.
Woo! Prime Minister! Say hello.
Hello. So thank you for having us on the Nathan News Network, Prime Minister. As you know, you have recently become Prime Minister. So may I ask you, what are your plans as Prime Minister? How are you going to solve Brexit? Why are you better than Jeremy Hunt? How are you going to solve national debt? There's loads of mud here. How am I going to get across, Prime Minister? Hang on, I'm going to go round here. What are you going to do about our country? What are you doing for climate change? Boris, come back! Now for the weather. It's raining. But I think we already knew that. Now for the sport, starting with Uno.
You cheater! You cheated! I won! Oh,
No, put for more back.
No! Yeet! I won!
Please do not say that again.
Yeet!
Do not.
I think I won.
Do not,
I
please.
truly won. Cards in your hand, which means you didn't win.
So, who won that round?
I won! I was the first.
Zoe won. Zoe won. I did. Thank you for.
Oh yeah, well I rule the world.
Wait,
Ha! Actually I
do you
don't, but
have
you know,
your
let's just see I do
hand?
for a second or two.
Dirty blonde. Dirty blonde.
Yeah,
The dirty blonde Zoe won.
dirty blonde. Oh right.
Dirty blonde.
Did you just refer to ginger hair as dirty blonde? Oh boy, here we go again.
Are we chasing someone? Oh, this is fun. Nathan, film this.
Oh, there's mud everywhere! Oh, there's mud! So what did we all think of that game of Uno?
I think that.
I hate Zoe.
For unknown reasons, we decided to have another round of Uno, which went about as well as you would expect. Fion, how many plus fours do you have?
There's two, and she's claiming it was an accident.
Oh, sure.
It's okay, 2 is actually decent.
I mean, I remember while I was playing against you in the pavilion, and I had 3 plus 4s, and I used them all on you, so
Yes. See.
so all is forgiven.
Thank you.
Oh Nathan, you might want to sit down so we can actually
Oh yes, I'll stop.
Everybody
Zoe has all of the cards. Look at how many Zoe has.
Everybody.
Guys, you're being filmed.
You're being filmed. Yeet this. Yeet this. Yeet this.
Technically, I won this round. No.
This.
I'm gonna
Wait. This. This. What was it?
Then we tried to play double. Dominic, can you explain to the camera what's happened?
I took the cards. My double cards. He took my double cards. You took my double cards. I want your hat. Go!
Andrea. Should we go?
Anna, stop kicking me!
That's a good idea.
Get off!
Are we having the game of double or
I
don't know.
we appear to be relocating. There was also an attempt to play a version of Bananagrams which, instead of not allowing brand names, only allowed brand names. This was abandoned after Andrea kept making outstandingly bad puns on the word Yamaha.
Now for the music section. And I leave you with this.
Okay, there's an epic synth solo coming up. So this is what it feels like to be inside a microwave full of popcorn.